In this video I will show you how to create this demo of a responsive Sidenav. The main feature of this demo is a breakpoint at 500 pixel width. Dropping the width below 500 will shrink the toolbar and switch the Sidenav's drawer mode from pushing the content to overlaying the content. If you don't have an Angular project, including Angular material up and running, check the first two links in the description. And as always, the repository of the final project is also linked in the description. For the main part of this tutorial, we will only need 3 files. But before we get to that, we need to set up a few things. We start by creating 2 new components. Then we create 2 new routes. If you want to know more about routes and the router outlet, check out the third link in the description. The 2 new routes will create the red and the green part of the final demo. To make the home component visible, replace the content of app.component.html with the router outlet. The last part of the setup is to set the background color for the home and the content component. From here on out, we will only need the app.component.ts, the app.component.html and the app.component.scss file. Import mat toolbar module in the component, so we can use it in the template. We make the toolbar purple and we set the toolbar height to 20%. Import the mat button module, router link and router link active. Then add 2 buttons in between the mat toolbar tags. After that, increase the size of the buttons by creating the bigger button class. For the next step, we import a mat Sidenav module and add the mat drawer container to the template. Inside the mat drawer container, we add 2 more tags. The first is mat drawer. This is the actual Sidenav. Everything in between the mat drawer tags will be displayed on the Sidenav. The second is mat drawer content. Everything in here will make up the bulk of the page. Since we made the toolbar take up 20% of the screen, we will make mat drawer content take up the remaining 80%. We make the drawer the same color as the toolbar. Right now we can't open the drawer. To make that possible, we import the mat icon module. Then we add a button to the toolbar using mat icon menu. This will add a burger menu. We can call the drawers toggle method by using a template reference. For this to work, we need to add the actual reference to the mat drawer in the form of #drawer. As a final touch, we make the burger white. After creating the drawer, we add the same content and home button as we did for the toolbar. We just don't make them big. To close the drawer, when we click a button, we can use the same template reference as we used for the burger menu. Removing the toolbar buttons and shrinking the toolbar is done by a simple media query. Modifying the drawer behavior once we drop down to 500 pixel width is done by binding the drawer's mode and has backdrop attribute to class properties and setting these properties to new values once we reach 500 pixel. To set these values in the right moment, we import BreakpointObserver and inject it in the constructor. Then we create a read-only attribute, which continuously observes the month width. This breakpoint observable will fire an event when the width changes. Using the breakpoint subscribe method, we can evaluate the width and set the drawer mode and the has backdrop attribute accordingly. Happy coding!